Hi friend, who or what are you living for? Stop and honestly ask yourself that question. Who or what am I living for? You want the answer to be Jesus. Philippians 1:21 says, "For to me to live is Christ." And you want to live as His with Christ as your life. We want that to be our goal as His girls. As His girl, Jesus is your life, and you have the joy of living in and from the realities that are yours in Christ. This is where who Jesus is to you, what He's done for you, what's true in His word, who He says you are, what He calls you to do by the power of His life in you, flows out of your life by the power of His life in you. This is where the rubber meets the road and truth meets living. It is so powerful to know what is true and then believe it and then live out of that reality. It is easy to say that you believe something, but the real evidence is when you live in it and it shows in your life, right? Just like you can enter a race and take your place at the beginning of a racetrack, you are only going to be running the race as you put one foot ahead of the other, right? And it's the same way in living the Christian life. As His girl, you take step by step in faith, in living in and from the realities that are yours in Jesus and embracing the life He's called you to in Him. All right, I want to look at the difference it makes in our lives. So like to fill in the blank, to say, if I believe blank about what Jesus says is true, then I will blank. So let's look at a couple together. All right. If I believe I am His, like 1 Corinthians 3:23 says, you are Christ's, then I will live following Him. If I believe that I'm forever loved by God in Jesus, then I will rest in and live from that love instead of seeking to earn His love or the love of others. If I believe heaven is my home, like Philippians 3:20 says, our citizenship is in heaven, then I will not invest all of my treasure here on earth. Do you see how incredible that is? It's life-changing. So the more we know His truth, that is ours in Christ, and then the more we live from it, the more the transformation takes place. And remember, this is not possible on our own strength, but it was never meant to be. As we walk with Jesus and His life is in us, He empowers us to walk in faith, to live out the life that He has called us to in Him. And so it's this beautiful, beautiful thing of us being in Christ, Christ being in us, and then taking those steps and living from the realities of His word that are ours because we're His. I encourage you to take one truth from the Bible today and to ask the Lord for His help to live in it, to know it, to believe it, and then to live in and from it by the power of His life in you. And watch how it changes your life. This is something Jesus will help you grow in for your whole life on earth. And friend, I want to say, Jesus and this life in Him are real. This is not something phony or fake. You can walk with Jesus and experience Him in a real way, and that is what you were made for you to know Him and live in the reality of His salvation and His truth, and the new life that He brings you in Him. All right, for your mouth and your life to be able to say, I do not have it all together, but I have Jesus. He has saved me. He has changed my life. He continues to change my life, and you can have Him too. This offers hope to the world who is just as needy of Him as we are. And this offers glory to Jesus and joy to you as you embrace Him and this life that you were created for in Him as His girl. This is what I want my life to be, don't you? We're all hungry for something that is real, and Jesus and this life are. To live as His girl and to follow Jesus no matter what culture or feelings or anyone or anything else says. To live like Galatians 2:20 says, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. Your life in Jesus, that is about Jesus, that is only explainable by him, that points to him, that fulfills your purpose as his girl, to know and glorify him. This is the life he's calling you to, friend. Go embrace it. I am cheering for you as you go and live, saying, for to me to live is Christ. We'll see you in the next video.